Recording here. Recording here. And recording here. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 678. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Matt, a.k.a. Melvar.
Hello.
And thank you for the Monsters Go Home Blu-ray. That literally made my day.
You are quite welcome.
The quote from Star Trek 2 is what really set it off. That was the best. Much appreciated. We also have Rob.
Hi.
And Don is dragging something across his desk.
Sorry.
It's okay, Don. We barely heard Rob, though.
Oh, really?
Rob, why don't you say hey again, so that the Don sound doesn't block you out?
Okay. Hello.
Hey, Rob. Don, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I appreciate Matt's gift of batteries not included. I'm not sure of the context of the gift, but thank you very much. I also appreciate
it. Was on your.
It's on your wish list, Don.
Oh, okay. And I enjoy the gift of Shaka when the walls fell, Timba his arms wide. Thank you. You made a Darmok reference. You did make my day.
That is awesome.
We all know Darmok is one of the two best episodes of Next Generation.
Oh, crap, Don.
Yes.
Did you see what I got at Toy Federation? Did you see the pictures?
Probably not.
I got the captain. What's his name? Figure.
Dathan?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Dathan. Yeah, I've got that on my carded wall.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. There's a Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
And John DeLuna.
Yo.
Chris
everywhere.
is on assignment. Hope he's feeling better. I think he's not feeling well. He covered for me last week, and I wasn't feeling great. Feel much better. Don't quite have my voice back, so I'm going to mute to cough a lot. God, I was coughing my lungs out this morning. I don't think I'm sick. I don't think. Let's see here what's going on. Hold on for a second. Hey guys, I'm going to have to take a break for a second. Why don't you, Don, why don't you entertain the folks? No, the 3-year-old found her way into my office.
We're
Hey,
gonna
baby.
ad-lib, baby. Done. It's a done deal on Wednesday night.
Deal.
It's a Wednesday night special.
Wednesday special.
Yeah.
So
us
it's
Don.
time to play the music.
Bye.
It's time to light the lights.
Don, I got one for you. Buy, sell, or
Okay.
trade.
Hold up. She wants to say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
That's not how you say hello. Say hello to everybody. Tell Don hello. That's the appropriate response. Okay. There's Diecast. Remember Diecast? Say hello to Diecast. He's waving
Hi.
at you. The kids love Diecast. Okay, now she's gonna cry.
They should sense their own.
The kids sense their own. That's funny.
Gotta write that down. Diecast gets the younger demographic. The under 5.
The under 5. Sorry about that. It's the first time it's actually happened during the show. It happened during the pre-show once, but she's gonna lock my office. Thank you.
We should have
buy,
a Baby
sell, or
Shark
hold. What was it?
podcast.
What was that?
Diecast was in the middle of it. It's a Don deal.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a buy, sell, or what is it? Buy, sell, or trade, or
Hold.
Or hold.
buy, sell, or hold.
Go for it.
The third-party Unicron. What are you feeling now that it's shipping? Should you buy? Should you?
I think you should hold because we don't know exactly where this is coming from because there's been a lot of name changes around it. It still could be Zeta. It could be somebody else's. We don't know. So for that kind of money, I think you at least need to wait for some in-hand reviews just to play it safe because we don't know what shenanigans have been going on.
Yeah, I'm leaving all this in the show. So great job. That was very good, Don. Diecast. An impromptu, it's a Don deal.
Yay.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's see here. I posted to the Patreon the 5 questions with RFC. If you want to check it out now, it's actually up on our public view on the Patreon, but it'll hit your podcast feed I think this weekend, maybe early next week. We've had a lot of podcasts in our feed over the last week with all these RFC daily updates that have gone out. So I didn't want to throw an extra podcast out there that you might miss. But I think the 5 questions with RFC came out pretty well. So that'll be in your podcast feed soon. What else? Make sure, if you can, join our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. And it's a great way to chat with everybody during the live stream. And Matt said it already hit the podcast feed. Okay.
It hit yesterday, I believe.
Dang it. Okay, well, it's there. Thank you. But join our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. You can chat along with everybody while you watch our live stream every Wednesday around 8:30 Eastern Time, tfradio.net/live. The Discord's actually right there as well. You can click into it. You don't even have to install anything. It's pretty great. Pretty great. Anybody get anything this week? Matt.
I got nothing at all.
Nothing.
Nothing. I haven't been anywhere.
Oh yeah.
I got all the Netflix stuff that I want, so I'm just kind of waiting on some pre-order stuff to come in.
Yeah, Hasbro Pulse has started to ship me stuff, but it's like the Ghostbusters figures that I just only barely want. Yeah, so that's coming. Rob, did you get anything?
Yeah, I got a few things. First up, thanks to Matt for the early birthday gift. I got Earthrise Hoist, who...
Ooh, I love that toy.
Pardon my cough. Really should just breathe the air. But, yeah, I like that figure. I didn't really... It was giving me a little trouble at first transforming it, but it grew on me once I got the knack of it. And... yeah, it is a nice figure. Of all the silly things, I just like how the hand weapon just completely covers the hand. That's just
Yes.
Yeah, that looks nice. I like it, and it's a good figure. Thanks to Chris for letting me know it was available. I finally got Sound Barrier off of Amazon for retail. And so so Hoist and Ironworks are both currently hooked up to Sound Barrier. And also thanks to Wheeljack64, who sent me the vintage collection Sith Trooper for my birthday. I haven't had a chance to open that yet, but It looks really nice. So that's, unless I'm forgetting something, I think that is everything I got this week.
Cool. Diecast, what'd you get?
I only got
75
two
things
that I can remember, and they're off topic.
Okay, that's fair. Mine are off topic too.
They're kind of. It's the new G.I. Joe.
Where did you get those? Where did you get those? Where?
Amazon.
What?
Yeah,
really?
So I ordered these two off Amazon because these are the two I really didn't care about that much. They were kind of like an afterthought, so I guess I ordered Duke from Hasbro Toy Shop, or Pulse, but that hasn't shipped yet. But I got these two, so they're okay. But I think this is a line where I'll get the whole first wave, and then after that, I'm just gonna pick and choose. I mean, I'm looking at the packaging, and they do have some neat characters on here already. Like, they do have an Alley Viper on here already. I don't see a Bat. They do have Cobra Commander.
Are there Dreadnoks?
No, a bunch of vehicles though.
But they're on the box?
Yeah.
Show
they're
it,
on the
please.
box.
Oh,
Like,
the
in
artwork.
art.
The artwork on the box.
Yeah, the
Oh.
artwork, you can see the Alley
that's right,
Vipers
yeah.
up here. And then you can see like Cobra Commander's little bubble thing over here. And then a bunch of vehicles, which who knows if they're going to do vehicles. I don't think
For
so at this
6-inch
scale.
figures, I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. You might get a select like one or two.
A repaint of a Marvel Legends vehicle.
And you know, a
There
hiss
aren't that
might
many of
not
those.
actually.
Motorcycles. There's a few motorcycles.
I think
Yeah,
a
that's
hiss
about
wouldn't
it.
have to be that bigger than original if they redo the cockpit a little bit. I mean, it has to be bigger, of course, but they might not have to make it too terribly huge. But Roadblock is actually a big figure. Like he is a pretty big dude. His gun's pretty big too. But yeah, that's all I got this week. Hopefully some more stuff will come in by next week.
Okay, cool. Don?
Yeah, I just got a couple of small things. Again, I got the DVD from Matt. Thank you, Matt. Picked up, and this is weird. A couple of months ago, I was walking down the Hot Wheels aisle to cut over to the Transformers aisles at my local Walmart. I don't care for anything on the road, but they had the Hot Wheels Batman animated series vehicles, and they had a Batwing. I don't have any video, so I can't tell if you can see that or not.
Yeah, we can see it.
But yeah, little. And then I went back to get it the next time I was there, and it was gone. Well, that was 3 months ago, and I went back in today after work, and it was back on the peg hook, and it's the same one because it has the same messed up bottom corner. So for 3 months, this thing vanished around the store apparently, or it's another one with the exact same divot in the bottom of the bubble. So either way, I went ahead and picked up the Batman animated series Batwing to go with my Eagle Moss stuff. The other thing I got that from Brian during his sale, the DX9 Dinobots.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I have the MechFan Toys KO upscales that I liked a little bit better because there was a little more room for the transformation. Because the one thing about DX9 is everything is really interesting and really well done with the interesting transformation, but there's some real clearance issues with these smaller figures, which is why I got the KO upscales. But when I got these from Brian, the yellow on them looks a lot better in person than I thought it would. And so the yellow really makes them pop and stand out. Like, here's Grimlock. There.
My only problem with them was the sharp edges.
Yeah, and then you had Mountain Snarl. There. So I transformed them all but Swoop. I just haven't got to him yet. So I like them a lot. Thank you, Brian, for putting those up on the chopping block. Because I'm thinking about making like a Dino, not a DTOF because I don't have any DTOFs, but I'm thinking about making a Dinobot only display.
Don, if you want
these will look
Fans
really
Toy
nice.
Sovereign, just let me know. 240 shipped.
I've got
That's a great price.
Don, you could get a DTOF at tfradio.net/Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just throwing
I know,
that
Only
out.
for
but
5
I've
times
also-
the price.
Yeah, but I've got the DX9. I can't remember his name. The Galvatron that came out first before Sovereign, because Sovereign was a little delayed in getting out, and I got
Sovereign's better.
Yeah, I know, but Galvatron's not important enough for me to double dip on a
Galvatron's
figure
not
that
important?
size. No, he's not.
Did
I've
you
got
ever
to
watch
go with
Webworld?
Brian
Yes,
can't even
but
speak right now.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
sell it,
speechless.
so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I've got the X-Trans box Andreas, and I've got the Elagos, and I got the Galvatron, so I'm good. I really don't need the best version of them for them to stand on the shelf. But I do like these Dinobots. Again, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. They'll look good on my Dinobot shelf whenever I get it created.
He doesn't need the best version to stand on his shelf, i.e. Kronos.
I've still got Kronos. I'm still
I
glad
know
I
you do.
got him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Why should I sell him? He still looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nothing else, Don? Is that it?
He's muted.
He's muted. Okay. John, did you get anything?
Yeah, well, I purchased something. It's not in my hand yet. It's in the mail.
Oh, is
So I
this
got
what you
a-
shared on the interwebs today?
Yeah, very excited about that. So I got from the mid 90s. I think it's dated 95. The the reference. I got a set of reference sheets for Transmetal Waspinator that Takara drew up and they sent to Hasbro for review. So it's it is like basically like technical drawings of Transmetal Waspinator from all sides, and some like focused drawings of like his head.
Nice.
And they were sent from Takara to Hasbro for review and sign off, and it's stamped and dated from Takara. And so yeah, I will add that to the pile of things that someday I will scan and digitize for the world to have for free. Perhaps debuting on Patreon or something, some mythical day, possibly. No guarantees. Don't quote me. That was written in pencil. But it goes into the pile of weird and wacky things that I've got my grubby little hands on. So I'm looking forward to anything else kind of along that line. Technical drawings for the toys are very cool because you forget it wasn't that long ago, 20, 25 years ago. Maybe it was a long time ago. Not everything was done on computer by a long shot. So a lot of this stuff was like hand drawn and done on, graph paper, if people know what that is anymore. Mm-hmm. And then later, to some degree digitized. So just the tactile nature of stuff like this, just knowing like a human being drew this, is awesome to me. Along those lines, I did see, and I missed out on it. Somebody outbid me, which is fine. I noticed some hand drawn, not hand drawn, but they were like hand cut samples of Trypticon's original stickers that went on like his back towers. And included in those like very rough proto stickers was just like this weird like Polaroid that somebody took, presumably like in Japan, of the backside of Trypticon showing the placement.
Are there stickers? They're not stickers that go on. That didn't make production, did it?
It may not have made production, but like
one side is glossy or chrome, right? And then the other side is
they're half and half. They're half chrome and half gray plastic. So these were like proposed. I'll have to go back and see if they made production. You're gonna make me sad that I didn't win that auction, Brian. Anyway, they were like hand cut stickers, and they were stuck on the Polaroid, and it was a Polaroid of the backside of Trypticon, kind of showing like the proposed placement. So anyway, cool stuff like that. One last thing. I want somebody to go out and win this because I'm sure as heck not going to win this. But right now on eBay, someone's trying to rid themselves of two very interesting Transtech artifacts. So there is the reference drawings for Transtech Silverbolt. So that's out there if you hunt it down on eBay.
That's one I would want to spend.
And then the other thing, which I find actually in some ways more interesting, and it's funny how like worthless this is to like the poor person who just hand cut this at Takara or Hasbro. Like this is literally just a piece of cardboard to them, but it is like awesome. Is like a very rough cut, literally a rough cut mock-up of a card back for Transtech. So that's cool. So that's out there on eBay too for anybody who's got some money to burn.
Is it the same seller?
I think so, but it's like it's literally like stuff kind of like clipped out and kind of bashed together, and it's this blue card back, just a handmade prototype of what like Transtech card art could look like. I don't think it would like actually look literally like that prototype, but it was certainly like the start of the artwork, and kind of proposing like the special die cut. So like the card back wouldn't be just like a rectangle. So there was some angularness to it and some kind of visual interest to it. Anyway, that kind of stuff is rad to me.
So what's up with so this seller has all of these clear Diaclone / G1 toys,
like prototypes and stuff.
They're too cheap to be prototypes, I think. But they're like,
yeah, I don't trust toy prototypes on eBay anymore. It's just too easy to make like fakes of stuff like that. I know plenty of it is probably legit and real, and the existence of fakes probably drives down the price of real prototypes, but that's just something I just wouldn't risk in this day and age. But yeah, eBay's certainly full of toy prototypes like that.
Let's see here. Oh, it says it's a reissue. I just don't recognize the reissue. It's probably a knockoff, and the person's just trying to sell it for too much money. Okay.
Seems likely.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I've been spending way too much time on eBay lately. I hate eBay. Let's see here. Anything else?
No. That's it.
Okay. Ooh. Henkei Beast Wars Cheetor. Actually,
Stop shopping.
don't have that. Don't buy anything, Brian. Okay.
Bad.
What am I going to... I got a couple things. So, before I lose my voice. As we know, Hasbro will repurpose names across product lines. Like G1, like Shockwave's a Transformer and a G.I. Joe. And also the little motorized car thing. This one is one that I'd forgotten about. It's the Devastator, which is the Street Fighter vehicle that's based on the G.I. Joe Snowcat. It's kind of wild. It's purple.
It is the Snowcat, right?
Yeah. It's not completely the Snowcat. So there's a couple of additions and a couple of subtractions from it. So there's an extra little missile launcher that goes with it, that goes on top of the missile launcher that actually doesn't fire. The missiles or whatever on the side don't have the treads, the ski tread thing that the Snowcat vehicles have. There's actually, like, if you ever have a Snowcat, there's actually little divots for that part to go into, and they're just not there, and they're not in the art either. But I did look at this online, and I mean, I did quite a bit of research on it. I saw photos of this, like, unassembled, and it did not have the little ski treads. But I did find a couple of complete ones that did have the ski treads. So I don't know what to think. It's a little vexing. But this came out with Sagat. I didn't get Sagat. It's actually not that expensive. And it's a neat little thing.
Do you know if Sagat was available carded, or was he exclusive to that vehicle?
You got to think he was also carded. You would think that the 12 core Street Fighter characters were carded.
I'm not sure, but I think like everything was available carded, and then like Player 2 costumes came with playsets and vehicles.
Ooh,
yeah, that sounds
would
right.
make sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I got the Ninja Combat Cruiser, which is the most preposterous thing. It's like, was it like the Vamp, I guess? Joe vehicle. But, it's got I don't have the stickers on it, but I cannot pronounce it. I've never actually heard anybody say it. But the Ninja Clan that, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow belong to, the Arashikage, or however you say it.
Arashikage.
Yeah, what Matt said. It actually has, once I put the stickers on it, it actually has that as like decorations all over the vehicle. And it has missile launchers and stuff. It's just absurd, and I love it. I love it. This was from what was the last G.I. Joe movie? Rise of Cobra was the first one. The second was
Retaliation?
Retaliation.
Yes.
I wanted to call it Every Which Way But Loose, but that's a completely different movie. So I got that. One more off-topic-ish thing. So this weekend I took a trip to South Carolina to the store that I mentioned before, Toy Federation. The wife had suggested, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, I want to stay home. It's like, hey, do you want to go to that toy store again? And I'm like, sure. That was pretty much the conversation. So we went, and I bought some Star Trek stuff, which I'm not going to go into. But they had this the last time I was there. It's the Masked Thunderhawk.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
With Matt Tracker. The short mask. Not the long
Very
one.
nice.
It's missing a missile. And a couple of the stickers were really shot on it. So I have Toy Hack stickers on the way. But something I've never done before. So the chrome was actually shot on the door thing. I can't tell which one now, because I actually took some, and I'll show you how I did it. I took a chrome paint pen, and fixed it. And I can't tell which one is original chrome and which one isn't. So when you have a little bit of chrome to replace, those pens work great. If you have a lot of chrome to replace, it's passable. So if you're watching video, my God Bomber, the chest piece, the front is pristine, but the top, all the chrome wore off. So I don't know if it'll come across on video. It looks okay on the top, but you can still sort of tell that it's not, like, perfect. Where the front is, silky smooth. There are parts at the top that are really smooth, but parts that aren't. It's better than it just being rough and ugly.
Right.
But in small areas, that chrome pen works magic. For something like this, it's okay. But I got some G1 stuff I need to fix up, so I'm going to start using those pens because they work really well. Let's see here. I got a finally found Rack and Ruin. It's Cyberverse.
Is it okay? I mean,
Okay.
everyone seems to be going crazy over that figure, and I just don't get it.
It's a miracle that it exists, but the toy itself is only okay.
Yeah, I think everybody's just excited about the fact that it's a rack and ruin. Not that it's a fantastic toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing. Got a couple of... I actually didn't have any of these. G1 Mini Spies. So I got, like, the Doom Buggy. Or whatever. It's Doom Buggy. And the Jeep. No, the Doom Buggy. The Doom Buggy is the Jeep. I got the Jeep and the coupe. Both of them work. The motor in them works, so pretty happy with that. They were relatively less expensive than I would have thought. Last item, and I never actually, believe it or not, held this one in my hand until I got this one from the interwebs. It's a G1 Quickswitch. It is... I'd seen photos, but I was unprepared for how much of a downgrade this is from Six Shot.
Mm-hmm.
They are not even in the same league. And you would think, being Six Shot's son, that he would get some of the, the good genes from his dad, but no, he does not. The toy is in fantastic shape, but the stickers were shot. So I took some of the alcohol wipes that you can use to clean lenses or screens and stuff, and I just took it to it, and the stickers came right off, and I have some Toy Hack stickers on the way, which I should get here in a couple weeks.
I always forget that they have G1 repro labels.
It's funny because that's all I guess actually that's all there used to be. So that's really all I ever think of them for.
Quickswitch always was kind of like a weird little toy to me. I like him. Again, he's not near as good as Six Shot, but I always liked him. His colors are just so weird, but nice. They worked on him. And I picked up the 6-night version on eBay. Someone didn't know what it was. I didn't have any guns, and the chrome was a little worn. But I got the 6-night version, and it's amazing what a different set of colors on that mold will do to it. But I like Quickswitch, but he's just a funky little toy.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm glad to have it, and I think I'm going to start trying to pursue. So, I don't know. Married couples do things differently with their money. I know people that completely keep their spouses separate from their income, but Kim and I each have our own. We have a bank account that we share, that bills come out of and everything. But we each have our own little account that we put stuff in just to blow stupid, stuff on. So I think I'm going to start a process of doing a new G1 figure every payday. So every 2 weeks, as I work toward trying to finish off G1, which I'm only not even quite half the way there yet. So It's going to take a while, but I think Quickswitch was the first in that process. So I got to figure out what my next one's going to be. Maybe we'll do a poll. What's Brian going to buy next? Don, I am open to suggestions. What G1 toy that I might not have do you think I should go for?
Do you want boxed or loose? You want boxed?
I'm going loose.
Okay. Do you have the Omnibots?
I have no, I do not. Okay,
downshift, camshaft, and overdrive. They are all three really good little toys.
I was pricing them recently though, so
yeah, I would say Omnibots definitely. And I guess if you want to go for Decepticons, maybe the Deluxe Insecticons.
I had one of those in hand recently, or right in front of me. So yeah. So Captain Rufus said Grandis. Grandis is one of the figures that I don't know that I've ever seen for sale. And I've been looking. I don't think so.
Do you have a save search for Grandis?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, wow. Who would have thought?
I saw the Brave Recolor DAG one, but there's 2 of those on eBay right now. 3 of those.
Yeah, the only basic difference other than the recolor is that the DAG-based version cannot be towed behind Star Convoy because it does not have that connector, and the gearing mechanism, I believe, is not there. So you cannot do like in the commercial where Star Convoy tows it and the radar dish turns. The radar dish turns manually, but I don't believe the connector that does it when you're pulling it is there either.
Hey Don, question: why isn't there a Violent Jagger figure?
Probably because he was just this generic, evil, cosmic bad guy. And
but if they had primary bad guy in Zone, he was right. Yeah, so why wouldn't there be a figure of him?
Well, he's just I don't know. I guess it was just near the end of the line, and they really, all they did was the main heroes and the Micromasters. Why didn't they do the Decepticon? Why didn't they just reissue the Decepticon Generals with a cape attachment? They didn't do that either. So,
John, just in our internal chat, I did see this auction. There's an auction of 6 figures from Battlestars, and yeah, it's $6,000.
And incomplete toys.
Yeah, that's not really interested in that. So, but yeah, that's one that that's on my list eventually, maybe. But okay, Omnibots. That's a thought for next time. Okay,
I love that one. That's a great idea, Don.
It is a good idea. Next week I should have something else that I'm pretty excited to talk about. Another step toward a collection that I'm working on. So, Argentinian Bumblebee. That's one thing I will never get into is the international mini bots. I will never, ever, 6 months later, Brian, I have half the international mini bots. Look at me. No. But I never see myself getting into that.
I remember 20 years ago that was a thing. Like when we like discovered that was a thing. Mm-hmm. That was certainly a thing that people talked about a lot.
See, Brian, maybe we should make a list of what you don't have and then leave it up to our patrons on what you should buy next, and we could call it Spend Brian's Money.
You're a genius. You are a genius.
Do you have a Sandstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need to go and I need to do an inventory of my collection. I've got
you should probably make a list of what it is you think you're looking for, and then see how much of it you have before you start on this.
Yeah, that's true.
What you think you have?
I'm pretty sure I have a Sandstorm. Pretty sure.
Do you have double Target Masters?
I have some of them.
Okay. Do you have Vehicle Pretenders? The 2 of them?
No, I do not.
Those are fun.
Yeah. Well, Brian, if you really just want something I know you don't have, go after the Action Master Elites from the UK line.
There's double. So it's Double Punch, Omega Supreme, and is there a third one?
The helicopter.
There's a third.
Storm? No, the helicopter guy. And
I think it's only 3.
Yeah, but I mean,
if
you want to go for something I know you don't have.
I was pricing Double Punch. There's not a complete one on eBay right now, and there's not an Omega Supreme at all on eBay right now, and the other one I didn't see.
That or Turbo Master. I mean, I'll be honest.
I've got all the
G1
Turbo Masters.
You got all the Turbo Masters.
Yeah.
Turbo Masters, the Light Formers, the Track-Ons. I mean, those are all really stellar figures, even today. Predator jets are kind of boring. They're. I mean, if you don't have Skyquake for the whole lock-on thing,
I've got Skyquake.
They're kind of.
I don't have the small. I don't have the small jets.
I'd
not
say
worth
go
it.
for something. They're not that great.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 of them. And they're just like.
Yeah.
But yeah, the light formers, the Track-Ons. If you don't have those, Pyro and Clinch.
I don't have those.
Yeah. Pyro,
good luck finding a Pyro that's not broken.
I know.
Yeah, Pyro. Yeah, I would say go with Clinch first, so you'll probably get one that's in better shape. Pyro is just GPS waiting to happen.
It's why I know I'll never get a Black Zarak, because
you may have to buy Pyro in pieces.
Yeah. I was actually impressed to find that I can't remember who it was, but they were selling G2 Slingshot in parts, just depending if you have something broken. And I'm like, why not part it out and sell it that way? It's genius.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, I was looking at an auction for Road Grabber for you, and it was perfect, except the handgun has chew marks on it. Probably, I don't know if it's from a pet or a person. It's the first time I've seen an auction where they have to note that this toy has been chewed up just a touch.
Yeah, Road Grabber and Ground
Pounder?
Ground Pounder. Yeah, for Pretenders, they're not bad. But I mean, like, I'd rather get, if I didn't have, like, Thunderwing or Vroom or Crossblades, there's a little more there if you don't have those.
Spend Brian's money.
Gunrunner. John said
Gunrunner, yeah, thanks.
That's the title of this episode. Spend Brian's money. I love that. Okay. We'll figure that out. Okay. Let's see here. What else? Is that it? Is that all we got? Okay. Let's jump to the news. Interesting stuff this week. So Chris had posted, if you want to go back and listen to his analysis, please do. RFC News Desk 101 and 102. 101 references name we've talked about before, JT Prime and Grayman on TFW 2005, who have pulled some information from the Walmart. God, that's how Kim's grandpa used to say it, and it's how I say it to the kids. It's how I say it on the Happy Daily. I'm gonna go to Walmart. No, go to Walmart. God, I'm just not feeling great. Go to Walmart. Hey y'all, this is Brian. Let's go to Walmart and go get us some Transformers, and it's gonna be really good. They got some, maybe some Transformers the movie stuff in Studio Series, and my buddy Eric, he is all upset about it. It's just driving him crazy, and I'm poking that bear, and I'm just having so much fun doing it, and it's all in good fun. I love Eric. He's a good little boy, and he's a good kid.
Yes. Yes, Eric was incredibly excited about this news.
No,
like animated. 86 animated Transformers movie stuff in his Studio Series line.
I have been totally poking the bear there. So, but the thing is, honestly, when this whole Studio Series thing, I never really thought of it as the live action movie toy line. I really thought of it as the movie toy line. So I've been wondering, hey, why aren't there, Transformers the movie figures in this?
No, see, I actually absolutely thought of it as the movie toy line. So this never even occurred to me that this was a possibility. Yeah, and I can kind of see where, some people are coming from, not being happy about it, because this is what basically what I felt when Beast Wars stuff started infiltrating the Masterpiece line. So
and what I like how he uses the word infiltrating. I like how he uses, that's the word he chooses.
And what I love is one of them's going to be a Gnaw.
Chosen very
and
carefully.
That's going to have to buy everyone he sees.
Yeah. What the hell, Hasbro? I need money for other things. I have a mortgage.
So, Gnaw is one of the figures that was referenced.
I need somewhere to keep my Sharkticons.
And another.
I don't know, Brian. Are we sure this is? I mean, are we that confident from the context, or
we are fairly confident from the context because at first, when we only got the one listing that said 86 Grimlock, and we were thinking, okay, this could be a listing for fairly far in the future, and it is for Studio Series 86, which is another version of Age of Extinction Grimlock. But we've now gotten the listings that say 86 Grimlock and 86 Gnaw, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for doubt because, as far as I know, there's never been a Gnaw in any of the live action movies.
And didn't the Grimlock reference also have a truncated? So the way that shows up is they have the names, then the system that they for their master data. They'll truncate down depending on the purpose, like what kind of label it is or what kind of system it is. So the long name would have been Grimlock with potentially Wheelie, but because I think it says WHEE, so the speculation was, is this a Grimlock that comes with like Wheelie? I know that was suggested, and if it is, I'm buying 3 of them. 3.
But yeah,
well, as much fun as we all have with each other and with Eric, I can kind of understand the way he's a little upset.
I get it
because
I absolutely understand why he's upset.
Generations is already
this is the only line that is not some derivative or redo or what have you of G1. 1984 through 6 that currently is running. Cyberverse is a take on based on those evergreen designs, which are of course all derived from G1. Generations is G1. It's all.
I agree with Rob 100%. Like, people complain about the 84, 85, 86 stuff, but that's basically all Generations. The Studio Series was where you go to get all your live action stuff, and as I alluded to earlier, a lot of Beast Wars fans have been happy with the Masterpiece stuff that's been coming out fairly regularly lately, and now they're just blending the 84 stuff into another line and kind of pushing some movie stuff to the side. So I totally get why people are not 100% happy with that.
I mean, it's whatever's going to replace Cyberverse going to be the non-86 line, so they're kind of just shifting gears on what is the not 86 line, and it's going to shift to Cyberverse, whatever replaces Cyberverse, and then movies going to be 86 for a while.
One of the speculative things that's been going around, which Eric doesn't put a lot of faith in, and I'm 50-50 honest to the possibility, is that the third part of the War for Cybertron series will be Beast Wars themed, and so you would not have Generations and Studio Series fulfilling the same purpose at the same time. I would not mind that personally. It still kind of leaves poor Eric out in the cold in terms of someplace for the movie stuff to go, the movie stuff he wants. But I personally would be okay with that, but I don't know how likely I think it is personally.
How much movie stuff is left to be covered, though? It's like the movie line has come and has just like a shotgun covered so much of the movie characters.
Somebody, I believe, said there were at least... I asked that myself, and I wish I could remember who responded to me, but I think they said that they counted enough like named characters left for a good 4 more waves, possibly. So there's a lot of stuff out there. It's just I kind of think we are probably hitting the ice cream maker guy threshold there, and how viable those things are as figures, I don't know. So I know there's still characters to do. I would not mind seeing a figure of Day Trader just off the top of my head, but
it's branded Studio Series. It's not branded live action. So I think that they are within their quote unquote rights. They can do whatever they want, but without forcing it too much. I think they can.
it's just unexpected is
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it
I
came
think
out of nowhere, and
I
people
think it's a
weren't
good
used
thing
to
because
it.
they're buying themselves time to go back and revisit all the other characters that they've done in the last 4 years. So,
And I mean, this design team, if anyone's going to pull this off and do that kind of a U-turn with Studio Series, this Hasbro design team that goes for these deep cuts would see the 86 movie as a perfect segue in the Studio Series line. I just hope that we get a non-G1 line somewhere.
well, yeah,
Whether it is
G1,
Beast
I'm so
Wars
tired
or-
of G1. But so the one thing we
Yeah.
haven't mentioned though is Studio Series is even though it's branded Generations, it is completely separate. Like Generations is the gimmick. There's a play pattern that's introduced each year, and there's a design aesthetic that's introduced each year. Where Studio Series tries to focus on the likenesses, of the modes, and I guess really the engineering, and not specifically just a annual design aesthetic and play pattern. So if you wanted to get your quote-unquote definitive version of Grimlock at this price point in this economy, it's going to come from this, not from whatever the annual toy line is.
Do we know
Yeah,
if it's a
it's-
leader or deluxe or a...
I thought it was Voyager, but it could be. I don't know.
I'm not sure
Now,
off the top
if
of my
they want to release that Siege Springer mold again in the Studio Series for the movie
Yeah.
line, just without that battle damage on it, I'd be all about that. I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're already getting a new RC in Generations, and like it's hard to tell
It's weird.
how much mix and match there's going to be across lines. So I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a thing like, you know, people brought up Reveal the Shield about this. This could just be a thing of there are characters we really want to do to be in a compatible size and format with our War for Cybertron things that do not fit in that line, so we are shunting them off to Studio Series. That's not impossible either.
Yeah. So if the design team's been hinting at Beast Wars, I don't see a full Beast Wars, series coming out. I would love it. it. But if they do love their G1, so if they're going to put more focus on Beast Wars, it makes some sense that they would potentially put some focus there. Again, it's not necessarily a bad thing because you don't want to tire out people who are buying these Studio Series toys because they're going to run out of, characters to do. And it's not like they have as big a well to draw from as Generations does, even though Generations tends to do the same characters every 3 years or every 2 years or every year. This doesn't bother me, but I understand why it would bother people.
Yeah.
I really do. To complicate matters, I guess, there's some leaks that popped up this weekend. One of which was a Cyclonus.
Mm-hmm.
And
A Cyclonus that looks very much similar to the engineering from the 2008 Universe Cyclonus.
Yeah.
Just like an updated version, much like the current Earthrise Starscream is an updated version of the 2006 classic Starscream.
Yeah.
It looks great, though.
It does.
Yes, it
It
does.
does.
Really happy with it.
Cyclonus is one of those where I'm always happy to see a new, more accurate version.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Show me a Galvatron and a Scourge to go with it. Please.
Yes.
definitely a lot more movie accurate than the last one, I would say.
Yeah. I'm looking at it here, and of course we can't tell anything about Deco because it's just bare plastic. It's clearly
it's an unpainted prototype. Yeah,
it's a test shot. So
sample.
yeah, matter of fact, if you want to hear about the difference between prototypes and test shots and what have you, Chris and I did just record a new Toy Detectives podcast that goes over all that terminology.
Patrons only.
Yep, patrons only should be coming soon. So
Are we
awesome.
saying this is a test shot because it's unpainted?
this is a test shot because it is it's pretty obviously a product of the finished mold. So
Okay.
yeah, that would make it a test shot. Prototypes tend to be not from, they tend to be like proof of concept things that are never like put through a proper mold. This like the one 3D printed Unicron that we saw during the whole Unicron process. That's probably best classified as a prototype. But since this is actually out of the mold, it's a test shot, and I'm just looking at it here though, and does anybody actually see any like points for the little effects parts for the Siege and Earthrise things on this?
Is there one on his chest?
It never occurred to me to look.
Okay, yes, thank you, Diecast. There is one on his chest. Okay, and one on the two on the chest, in fact. So one on the hip and one on the chest.
Oh yeah,
I think I see one on the leg too.
Yeah. Okay, well that makes my little aside pointless of wondering if this might be a studio series thing. No, that is clearly Earthrise from the shape it's in. Also, from the attachment points. Also, just the fact that it is this close to being ready to go, I should have known better.
Yeah.
I mean, well, to be fair, studio series could adopt this same play
they
pattern.
could force it into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, if studio series ends up being, like I said, this is all the place. These are all the molds we wanted to put in Earthrise, and we didn't have space for. That's a possibility too. But
yeah.
Just me going off on a tangent as I tend to do. Usually, Chris is here to cut me off earlier.
There's also thrust as well.
Which I'm gonna get nitpicky. Thrust's wings are supposed to be on his legs.
Yes, you're right.
Unlike all the other Seekers, but I'm like I said, I'm just being nitpicky. I mean, this looks, it's not transformed correctly, but it looks great, and I'm excited for it.
They were scared to break it.
Those legs can be a little bit tricky.
Let's see here. What else?
I just can't believe they made us buy, within 2 years, they made us buy at least, 15 Seekers? It's got to be close to it.
Well, there's 8 of the Fall of Cybertron, 8 of the Siege ones, and
at least 6 of...
At least 4 that we know of the Earthrise ones so far.
There's Hubcap.
I thought we have 6.
Starscream, the 2-pack, and Thrust. They're the ones that have been announced so far. I mean, we know Ramjet and Dirge are coming.
I was going to say, Ramjet and Dirge are coming.
Yeah. So we have Hubcap.
Yay.
Yeah, that's
Does anyone really care about Hubcap?
Nope.
I mean,
he's enough of an off the wall character. I'm excited about getting a new one. That's a good toy. It's a little expensive for what it is, but it's a good toy.
I would have been more excited to see Bumblebee out of that mold.
We probably ultimately will.
Give it time.
There is a heavily retooled Soundwave.
I called that one. I believe it was our Toy Fair predictions. I said there would be an Earthrise Soundwave. I was just off by a couple months.
I didn't even notice that because I was looking at the Top Gun plane. But yeah, that's definitely a retooled Earthrise Soundwave.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And I guess the one that I find the most interesting is a Top Gun Maverick figure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the one I found least interesting.
I find it interesting, one, because in America, Lennard has the Top Gun toy license. But I guess it's not an exclusive.
Apparently not.
2, I mean, it's another one of the crossover line, and it makes sense.
I'm excited for it. I mean, to have a representation for Ghostbusters, and now we're going to get a representation for Top Gun. If they can do a couple more iconic movies like this, someone was saying Back to the Future, get that
please.
In there. I mean, there's a couple other movies that have iconic vehicles that could go into this line very nicely if licensing aligns up and everything like that.
Do we have any feeling for what specifically Maverick is based on?
I think it's a new mold.
I was thinking the Jetfire from a couple years ago.
I mean, just looking at it
Could be.
in a vacuum,
The swept back wings are what does it for me.
like in a vacuum, not knowing any better, I immediately said Starscream, but no, it's not direct, not obviously anyway.
I think
Yeah.
Matt has the best answer that I've heard so far.
Yeah, especially looking at the size of it. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
I've seen other people, think the same thing, but I haven't looked closely enough at it. But just how many Transformers do we know of that have the F-14 swept back wings? And it's not many.
Yeah, I honestly thought my initial thought was new mold, but I was not thinking of the Jetfire.
I think heavily retooled off of that Jetfire.
So what is the other thing in the bag?
Thunderhell?
Cyberverse Thunderhell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
which
is
I'm
that gonna be
waiting
one of the
patiently
Beast
for because he
Wars?
looks awesome.
Like,
No, we knew about Thunderhell. He's part of the Build-A-Figure set.
okay. That you need like 3 sets to build the build.
Three sets to build. Yeah.
Oh, Hasbro, I hope you learn from this mistake because 3 waves to get one Build-A-Figure is ridiculous in a Transformers. Especially for a non-transforming figure.
So we also on T-Formers there are photos of Megatron and the Quintesson Judge in box. Is this the first time we've seen actual production painted versions of this that aren't renders or hand painted?
I don't think so, but who really cares about Megatron? He looks just like before.
He's just all still got the damaged paint apps on the bottom.
Yeah, he's so unimpressive to me because of what we got with Fall Cybertron. It's so boring.
The War for Cybertron, the Netflix toy.
The War for Cybertron's great.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that. The paint makes it look so
It
much
looks so
better.
good.
Like, yeah.
I don't like how they did the cannon / sword is one piece thing. That just completely turns me off. Like I got the Siege one. Luckily, that battle damage was paint and not tampo, so it came right off. I'm good on those Megatrons.
Yeah, I mean, we've got that first Megatron, Tiger Camo Megatron, Cell Shaded Megatron, Netflix Megatron. We've already had 4 uses of that mold in a little more than a year, and now the new toy is basically 95% the same toy. It's like I cannot think of a figure that is any more unnecessary in recent memory than this Earthrise Megatron. I can honestly not think of a toy that is completely unnecessary. And what if my theory is that they're using some toys to balance out to wave balance? What is he shipping with that needed him to be so lackluster to pay for?
How many times has that Megatron shipped already? How many waves has that been in, and how many have been in each case? Like those, they're everywhere.
Was it the Quintesson Judge? That's great packaging. They had to take off 2 of the faces just to fit it in the packaging. I love that. He's going to be so big.
My first thought this morning was about this toy. Because first thing I did is I looked at Twitter, and Eric was complaining about something. And I just want to say, silence or you'll be held in contempt of this court. And then, press a button and Eric falls to his doom. That was sort of my first thought this morning.
The first thing I did when I got up this morning, was tweeted Eric. Like, how dare you?
But it was your tweet. So, that's how I woke up, just thinking about Eric falling to his doom with the Alicons and the Nas, the Sharkticons. Yeah. That's a good morning. We love you, Eric. So, I mean, it's nice looking.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I absolutely love it. I will have 3 of them.
I've got 2 on order. I really want it in hand.
I've got 2 on order. Yeah.
I want it in hand before I really pass judgment
That's the thing about the
Oh,
quiz
it
on
wasn't a
judges.
pun.
It doesn't have to do anything, Brian. So
I like that it does a little bit more than what we needed to do. I think that's kind of neat. And
Like-
they did it in a non-obtrusive way, so I dig it.
Is it
yeah, it all
motorized? I
hides
forgot.
away.
What's that?
Is it motorized in any way? Did you? Did,
Not that I know of.
I doubted it. The
It
Voyager price point.
spins. It spins, I think.
Oh yeah, it does spin. That
but
much
does it
does
work
do.
like? Does it work like the Cyberverse figure does? Like you can press it and
I think a little bit. It's been so long on it. I don't really remember because it was back in February and with that seems like forever ago.
2 lifetimes ago. Yeah.
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 But
Gosh,
I know some of the mouths even can open up, like open and close on the faces. Not all of them, but some of them, I believe.
Okay. You know what? This is my moment. Darn it! This is Transformers the movie season 3. That's my favorite thing. I should just shut up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Please.
Yeah.
We're getting Quintessons, Brian, and Alicons. Enjoy it.
It does look nice.
And some Gnaws that Matt's gonna have to buy.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a...
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need a bigger shelf.
Snapdragon.
And
Yeah.
they're going to be deluxe scales, so
Let's see here. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Snapdragon.
Yeah, we already saw that. I thought, didn't we?
Did we? I don't.
I thought we already saw it in the box. Maybe
Maybe
not.
we did. At any rate, this is the first time I got a decent look at it, and it looks pretty nice, actually. If we're lucky enough that it uses a better, off-white plastic than Ape Face does, we'll be doing just fine.
yeah, it looks like more like a gray than an off-white.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? I may
It'll
be
be-
wrong.
yeah, it'll be impossible to say until it's in hand, but I'm hoping it'll be a better graded plastic than Ape Face. It doesn't look quite the same way in these official photos, but that doesn't mean anything for the final product.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful. I think it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Just have to make it through the summer. We just have to make it through the summer.
Being a middle-aged adult is nice once in a while. And when they're making children's toys for you specifically, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
God, we live in a weird world. It just doesn't make any sense.
So weird.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so what's not weird? You can buy a shirt, tfradio.net/shirt. I have a couple on the way. I'm excited about it. Ooh. Let's see. What do I have? I have my Matrix mask, my Chaos shirt, and the Matt Tracker mask on the way. So hopefully by next week I can do the show in my Chaos shirt.
I got the Chaos shirt on the way too. And then I replaced the RFC Review shirt that my cat decided to put holes through the first day I had it.
So I had my new RFC shirt. Right now I'm wearing the Robot Collector shirt from the old store. But I had my new RFC shirt today, but the 3-year-old who joined us earlier, she decided that it would look better with peanut butter on it. So I am not wearing that right now. Yeah. Yeah. So that's something. But yeah, buy a shirt, tfradio.net/shirt. Help us out. It's awesome, and you'll look cool too. You'll look cool in your Matt Tracker mask. I can't wait to go to the comic shop wearing that mask. I'm going to be the coolest guy there. Far and away. Far and away. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait for a world where we don't have to wear masks.
You know what?
I would like to be able to get out of the house again without endangering my elderly relatives. That would be rad.
It would be. But I have to say, it's interesting. The 3-year-old, we got her a mask. It's got a dinosaur on it this weekend. And she's encouraged to wear it all day at school. So she does. And she actually loves wearing it, which is cool and sad all at the same time.
What do you think that? What do you figure that some of these masks are just going to stick around as fashion statements after this is all over?
Guarantee it.
Once people get used to wearing them, I mean,
Yep.
There's no getting used to it when it's 90 degrees outside. It's terrible.
Well,
I know I work a 10-hour shift every day.
Yeah. Do you have to wear it all?
Yes.
Yeah. See, we only put it on when customers come in.
Well, you know, it is what it is. I did have to go to the post office this week, and they were requiring them, which made it kind of nice because when they ask you to do something like that, the people that you want to avoid are the ones who complain about stuff like that anyway. So they just sort of grumble and walk away, and I'm like, yes, don't have to deal with them. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Patreons, for our Touch patrons, thank you very much. We love you. Kevin Dorsey, Sean Bratton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Hamilton, Jason W. Rye. I say this as my voice is about to go out. Mike Mallory, Jason Hiley, Jonathan James, Matthew Dedman, Hector Bones, Brian Cooper, Nathan Sampy, Spider Bob, Rabbits, Emmett Sresovich, Gaming Fix, Patrick Davidson, and Joey Russell. Thank you very much. We love you. You can become a Touched patron and get your name mentioned each week at tfradio.net/Patreon, or you can flip it and it works too, patreon.com/tfradio. You guys are the best. You can also be found at tfradio.net/credits. And as Rob had mentioned here earlier, we're going to have a podcast exclusive for our patrons coming up here in the next week or so. So that's great. Let's see here. You can find Chris, who isn't here, on Twitter at ChrisRTXV and at Play With This. Play With This Photos.
Play With Photos, I believe it is.
Yes, on. He is not the first Google search he's having Play With Photos. Okay. Did you say Play With Photos on Twitter?
Yeah, let me double check. Yep, Play With Photos is the official Twitter of Play With Photography. And it is worth following both his accounts because from his main account, he does tweet when he finds sales on Transformers and other things like that. That's how I got Sound Barrier, and a couple other people did too.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And you can, of course, find Rob Springer, who isn't here, at Robo Rob Springer. We are everywhere on Twitter at TF Radio, Facebook, Periscope, Roku. We have a Roku channel. We have our Fire TV channel. We're on YouTube. We should promote YouTube more. Apparently, people are on YouTube. That's just like the platform.
I found that to be true.
Yeah. YouTube is the platform that I don't put any focus on, so we could greatly expand our audience if I talked more about how do you expand your audience on YouTube? Is it like Twitch? Is that where you need to have like revealing clothing? Like if I don't wear a shirt or something, is that going to help us out on YouTube?
There's an audience for everything, so quite possible.
Okay, so
I am never visible on my channel, so I cannot say. I just kept going and until
congratulations, you hit what 10,000 subscribers,
yeah,
right?
10,000 subscribers
That's
in this
awesome.
past month. So
Man, awesome.
yes, thank you. Yeah, that is youtube.com/flailthroughs, where I'm covering the free-to-play Gundam game, Gundam Battle Operation 2, for the fun game.
And Ron Supreme's like, don't put any focus on streaming on YouTube. Yeah, and I'm not even looking at the YouTube chat. Sorry, YouTubers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on YouTube, but it's not like I post stuff like exclusive to YouTube or YouTube. Like I put a podcast that is for audio on YouTube. That's not exactly the same thing. And the live stream is also going across Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. So, yeah. Don, you do need to break out your Speedo again. So next week, it's like, Don will be wearing a Speedo. I'll be shirtless. So, Okay. What else, Rob? How else do people get a hold of you?
Okay. You can also find me on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Rob Flails. That latter one is, of course, the Flail Through's Twitter. Beyond those things, of course, if you like what I do with Flail Throughs, you can go to patreon.com/flailthroughs, drop me a couple of bucks, request specific mobile suits and what have you, and Gundam Battle Opera too. And I also have an Amazon wish list. My birthday's in a couple of weeks. If you go through tfradio.net/claylist, a little bit of money goes back to the show. And of course, since Chris is not here, I should let you know that Chris has one too at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. What else? Oh, RSC TikTok. I've actually thought about it. We have, what's the thing like TikTok? It's like photos that like 12-year-olds put out there. Snapchat. We have one of those that has never been updated.
Okay.
Yeah. We're everywhere except for TikTok and Snapchat. Okay, cool. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on Taobao or on Twitter at Diecast2. You can also follow me on Facebook or like my page at Reviews by Diecast and see all my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews.
Cool. Don. Yeah, that HR and...
Once he unmutes.
Yeah, HMRC for EVR.
Yeah, what Brian said.
What else, Don? What about the... when will people be able to find you back at the Golden Corral there in Danville? Has it opened back up yet?
No, and not. We are slowly getting places opening up, but I'm not. I love Golden Corral, but I don't plan on going there anytime.
What did they say when you brought your girlfriend there for the first time?
The lady that worked at the register knows me, and she said, "Oh, this is the girlfriend you've told me about. She's so cute."
That's awesome. Yeah, of course they know you.
I mean, they know me.
Hey, Don, you brought a friend. That was like my favorite trip ever to Golden Corral. That was awesome. John,
I mean, it's like...
John, how do people find you at Golden Corral?
How do I find Golden Corral?
How do people find you there? Are you on the Golden Corral social media?
I haven't been to a Golden Corral in like 2 or 3 years.
You're not missing anything.
Well, I mean, I still remember the meal. I think my wife and I went around Thanksgiving. So we had a Thanksgiving meal at Golden Corral.
The Golden Corral Thanksgiving here is lined out like a quarter of a mile. There's a line out the door. It's ridiculous.
In all seriousness, you can find me at that John D everywhere, anywhere.
Cool. Awesome. Am I missing anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Nope. Okay. I am losing my voice. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Talking's getting hard.
We should have had Eric on this week.
Yeah, I should have. But
he was so mad.
At the same time,
I don't even
though,
know what he's mad about.
The
fact that
the possibility of 86 stuff in the studio series line.
But here's the
He's
thing.
really mad about that?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
why?
furious.
Yeah.
He was furious. Yeah.
Why?
Like, because it's the line for his movie stuff.
So also though,
It's still a movie. You can't.
but the first movie, bitch.
He feels the way about
Diecast,
86 stuff in the studio series line the way I feel about battle damage on my toys.
Diecast, that's what we literally were talking about during the show, is how it's moving the studio series line, which is the only non-G1 line, to G1. We were talking about that in the show, and we talked about how... Yeah, okay, I'm just wondering how you missed that.
So, but my thought was though,
I didn't miss that. I missed that Eric was angry about it.
He really is. My thought was though, if there's no new news next week, we at least get to talk about it again from a fresh context. And if there is news, we could just really poke the bear even more. So I'll see if he's free next week.
Did I miss when did you guys talk about like the Cyclonus mold and all that other stuff?
Yeah.
Did I miss that? I must have been downstairs when you did that. I had to run downstairs.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It does look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shoulder assembly looks like it's straight off of that 2008 Universe Cyclonus.
I am fine with it.
The challenge with the challenge with Twitter is you can have a very reasoned explanation for something and you can explain your thoughts, but if somebody just retweets like one tweet out of context, you get flooded with people challenging you and asking
Yeah, like you were the author.
Yeah, or like even if you are the author, like so I had to re-explain myself like a million times this weekend when I was talking about Studio Series because I was just basically again poke the bear. But I had to remind people, yeah, I'm tired of G1 too. I want Beast Wars. I want something else. But I also, if I'm tired of anything more than G1, it's movie stuff.
I'm telling you, think about how many Beast Wars have shown up in the Masterpiece line over the last couple of years. Like, it's out there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Brian. The next time we go somewhere and there's some kind of dinner event with Hasbro, you can pull an Alan Alda from MASH. We want something else. We want something. You can pull that line from MASH.
Yeah. Yep.
Brian.
Yes.
What are I'm considering doing a second like mask design, another guy's
Condor.
mask.
Okay. That's just my first thought. I don't know. That's the only other mask character that actually that's the name of the vehicle, not the name of the character.
That's not true. You think Miles Mayhem, right? Even though his mask kind of sucks.
No, I know nothing about mask.
Well, Condor's mask was Hocus Pocus that generated illusions.
Yes, that was Brad Turner.
Brad Turner, yeah. I would like to see.
Who is the guy that drove the black Bronco?
My buddy Dusty.
Was he a bald redhead guy?
Torch.
I don't know if he was redhead or not. He had like an eye patch, I think. And
Jackhammer. That was the
Jackhammer.
Yeah,
okay.
With the remarkably Juggernaut-like helmet. Yeah.
I would like to see you do like Bulldog, the Boris Bushkin, like the wolf mask. From he drove Bulldog, which was the half treaded semi.
Okay.
He's from the racing season.
Yeah, later. Later line. Yeah, the Bulldog. Oh, I remember the Bulldog. Yeah. Well, now I want a Bulldog, but I don't have like $1,000, so. All right.
I wasn't aware this thing existed.
Or you could do the Matt Tracker mask from the volcano where it was just like a cat.
Yes. I forgot that they had like the guys had multiple masks, like same character, multiple masks, and just how they evolved over time. Like I had completely kind of forgotten that.
Diesel truck / armored half track Boris Bunchkin missile. It's $100. It's on 1,000. Is it?
That's not bad. Like sealed though?
No. Of course.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
I've got the Bulldog complete. I didn't have a box, and at the last BotCon in 2016, I asked the guy how much he wanted for the set, and he said like $65. I said, nah, I appreciate that. I just need the box. He says, you need the box? I said, yeah, I've got a complete one. I just want the box for completion. $10. But that'll leave you without a box. He says, I don't care, man. I kind of don't want to sell the figure. So if you need the box, take it. I said, fine. Take the money.
I miss toy dealer rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
I miss being able to work my magic. My mojo is rusty.
Yeah, that you can't do that on eBay.
I gotta hate eBay so much.
My best offer is $10 for that box.
Yeah, if somebody like offers something that like I took a couple offers, like somebody offered me like going rate for something, like the low end of going, and I'm like, okay, just to save me a couple days, I'll take it. But like somebody offered me $3 for something that, so ended up selling for like $25. Actually, somebody offered me $10 for something and ended up selling for $100. Just like I hate people.
I almost always accept an offer if it's within like 10%. Like if I can tell like they're serious, but they're offering just in the spirit of like negotiations, like I'll just do it, whatever.
Or I had a guy send me a message one time. It's like, I've heard you've been ripping people off, so I'm going to buy the figure. He says, I'm going to buy the figure for this much, and you will send me the figure first. And if the figure is the way you said, then I will send you the money. I'm thinking that's not how this works. You don't accuse me of selling.
We're still streaming, so I can't really tell you what I would say to that.
Yeah, so I mean, I've actually had someone do that. Say that I needed to send them the figure for this price, and if they thought it was worth it, they would send me the money.
Yeah, that's not how any of this works.
No.
Not how any of this works.
I'm updating my eBay block list right now based on an offer that just came through.
I don't think I've ever blocked anybody on eBay.
I have.
I mean, you are now.
I have. I've blocked people that have flaked. I mean, the last time I sold a Marvel Legends, it was just the BAF part, and I even put in giant 16-point pink font. This auction is just for the BAF part. The figure is not included. In 16-point neon pink font, and someone bought the thing for $4.99 because it was a relatively common part. I just didn't need it, and then flaked because I thought the figure was included. You're buying a brand new figure for $5, and you think that's right, and you're missing the 16-point pink neon font. I messaged him. I said, I could not have made this any clearer. How did you miss it?
I'm gonna have to find a way to unload most of that strong guy wave. Because all I want is to build a figure parts other than Warpath and Sunspot and Black Tom.
Yeah, I love that strong guy, and I'm like, but I don't want any of those figures.
I don't want 2 more Deadpools.
The Deadpool, I'd be all right with the Deadpools, I think, but I really want that strong guy.
But, that wave absolutely has nothing for me. And I like a lot of characters. Yes, a lot of them are C&D-less characters, but usually at least in one wave there's a character that I'm kind of like on the fence on. That wave has nothing I want. And it's
if you don't want Warpath and Sunspot, you're just wrong.
Well, I don't care anything about X-Force. They were X-Force, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't care anything about them. It's X-Men is not my favorite. X-Men is Gambit, and that's probably saying something about me.
That's saying things
I just muted Don.
Right, Don.
I just muted him.
As he cackles. Yeah.
I wish I was recording this. I'll have to post this as post show. I'll extract it from the YouTube audio.
Gambit was one of my favorite X-Men when I was 14, but.
See, now that we've gotten so many Marvel Legends, they could do a new Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends 6-inch 3-pack. That would be so cool. I would love to see them do that.
At least 2 of the molds exist. I mean,
and have been released in the
last
year.
Need a good Firestar. Yeah, just need a good Firestar.
Could they use? Is there like a 60s? I was going to say, could they retool like a 60s Jean Grey into a Firestar?
I mean, Firestar, as far as the body, they could just use pretty much any generic female body. They just have to sculpt a new head for it.
Yeah. Well, But yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many Marvel Legends molds by now that they could do a lot of these, characters they couldn't do 10 years ago because just the sheer amount of body and things you can draw from. But again, I like a lot of obscure stuff. It's just kind of the way I am.
Hey, I assume you can cobble together like the cast of the Konami arcade game, but have they ever like packaged that or branded like a group of the legends like that? Like for Comic-Con or something, have they ever like done that?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Trying to think what legends they've boxed together for San Diego, and the only thing I can think about is the Thunderbolt set.
Huh. Is that weird? Is that like surprising?
Well, didn't they do like a version of Alpha Flight?
I have Alpha Flight right here. Like,
Okay, no,
right here.
that was a Toys R Us exclusive right before they closed.
Amazon. Amazon exclusive.
Amazon. Well, no, I know I saw. No, I'm thinking of
And that was within the last year.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the ladies that had the team A-Force, She-Hulk. It's when they did that whole, they were Doom controlled everything and whatever.
Oh, hey,
I wasn't reading more.
did you see, John, that Arcade 1-Up announced X-Men versus Street Fighter?
Yeah. I saw
I
it.
saw that.
It's 2 cabinets, right? It's 2 cabinets with 2 sets of 4 games apiece.
Oh, wait, I missed that. So there's X-Men versus... Okay, I'm looking at it now. X-Men versus Street Fighter with Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men Children of Atom, and X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Then the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet is Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm not loving how they did it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
the
like
War
the
of the Gems,
but this feels a little kind of... I feel taken advantage of.
wasn't War of the Gems like that? And not Tetris, but you had to match. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Street Fighter Puzzle Fighters.
Is War of the Gems? Wasn't that the Super Nintendo port of X-Men versus Street Fighter? I mean, Marvel Superheroes. Or is that something?
It may be. Now I have to look that up.
So
yeah, that was a weird game.
Yeah, I would be happy if this was just X-Men versus Street Fighter. I don't want anything else.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's weird.
Okay,
but
yeah,
hey, what we
War
get
of the
big
Gems
buck hunter or something?
Yeah.
Big game hunter.
What, Rob?
Yeah, War of the Gems was the side scroller they did for the Super Nintendo.
What the hell? So weird.
Interesting thing to throw on there.
I mean, I would take Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, but I don't want to get into Marvel versus Capcom. I don't. That's not my jam.
No.
Well, I love playing using Captain Commando. I liked his power set. But I was using Gambit, Ryu, and Captain Commando, which is kind of a twink setup, but I liked it.
So weird.
It is weird. Everybody was guessing like, oh, this is going to be Simpsons arcade game, and it was kind of a letdown for.
Oh, I would absolutely rather have X-Men versus Street Fighter than The Simpsons.
I know, but I mean, like everybody was just like the way they trumped it up, and I don't know if people were reading into it or something, but that is obviously a very expected arcade 1-Up cabinet at some point.
Yeah.
So people were guessing like, this is it. This ain't it.
I want them to get into the alpha games, or if they really want like some money to the Street Fighter 3, like all 3 Street Fighter 3 games.
Yes.
I wonder
we
if
know
we're
that's
going to see. I wonder if we're going to see a lot more of those type of games because, we don't see stuff like them doing like a Gradius set with Gradius 1 through 4.
Gradius?
Yeah.
Gradius. Yeah.
Gradius, sorry. Like, you don't see with like Gradius 1 through 4 or an elevator action cabinet with. I didn't know there was more than one elevator action. I'm sorry, Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder, because apparently I only played the first Rolling Thunder. I didn't realize there was 2 other ones after that.
I didn't either.
So it was like 3 Rolling Thunders. You don't see like a Xevious and some other classic games, like a mix. They're all like these licensed. I mean, they're all licensed, but you know what I mean. They're like the big name cabinets.
This X-Men versus Street Fighter thing is so weird.
I like a cabinet that has Karnoff in it. A big fat guy bouncing around blowing with fireballs. I mean,
I love
can get behind
Karnoff.
that.
Yes, Fighter's
I was
history.
terrible at it, but
I wouldn't want Fighter's history. I like Fighter's history.
Lawsuit Fighter 2.
Hey, it won. Didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Karnoff, Altered Beast, Golden Axe. I mean, I'd buy a cabinet with just those three right there on them.
Well, you can't do that, though.
I think isn't Golden Axe coming out?
Yes, but you can't buy one cabinet that's got
Golden Axe.
It's got Daddy East and Sega games on it. Unless you get like a cabinet like I have here. Did you?
Okay.
I was so terrible at Gauntlet, but at least that way you'd be able to play without feeding it quarters all the time.
Or get it for the Nintendo or the
Atari.
I mean,
I was terrible at it.
I will say that X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinet, just for the art alone, is hard to turn down, man.
Well, Kim gave me the ultimatum tonight that I will have to get a new house before I get another cabinet. And NBA Jam comes out at the end of the month, so.
Oh, I would love NBA Jam.
Yeah, me too.
I was never good at sports games.
Was that? Yeah.
Time to get a new house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sports games I was never good at.
Oh, guys, the Golden Axe one looks so cool.
I've never been good at sports games either, Don, but except for NBA Jam.
Yeah, Don, NBA Jam is not a sports game. It's an action game with sports veneer.
Yeah. Well, driving games I never was very good at because I had Enduro Racer for the Atari 2600, and that frustrated me so terribly bad I didn't want to play any more racing games ever. Ever.
Okay, Golden Axe, the sequel to Golden Axe, Shinobi, Altered Beast, and Wrestle Wars.
Oh, Shinobi and Altered Beast.
There was an arcade sequel to Shinobi. Revenge of Shinobi was an arcade game too, wasn't it?
Revenge of Shinobi was Genesis arcade. Shinobi was Shadow Dance.
Okay, but Shinobi 3 was just Genesis. That was yeah. Huh.
Yeah, Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3 are both Genesis only to my knowledge, and Shadow Dancer. There's an arcade version and a Genesis version. They are similar, but they do not.
Gotcha. Man.
I was looking at the when I stopped by the Walmart to pick up that Batwing. I was looking at those little arcade cabinets, Brian, the one that you got the Mortal Kombat with. They've got Spy Hunter out now. I'm thinking that's for $15. That's tempting to play Spy Hunter.
So, Rodman Supreme suggested getting like a steel storage building, which I have suggested. No, we were talking about getting another storage building, but she wanted to get like a wooden one. I would like to get something like that.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
So you haven't gotten the NBA Jam cabinet?
No.
Well, I mean, it hasn't. I mean, here, I'm just throwing this out. I got a theory, a strat for me. Maybe you. One of the exclusive retailers for NBA Jam is GameStop. So they, depending on how they purchased these or their deal with Arcade 1-Up, maybe having a fire sale here pretty soon after release.
Oh, Kim said you can't even buy one and keep it in storage, no matter how cheap you get it. She already covered bases. Yeah.
Damn, she really wants a new house.
She wants a new house. We were not expecting to have kids when we got this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many games that I love. I'm going through the putt in my head that I used to go to all the time, and I'm trying to remember the games that were all in their locations. You know, stuff I used to play like Midway Battle of 43. I sunk so much money into that. Rolling Thunder.
I can't hear the phrase Rolling Thunder without thinking about was it Hell's Bells? AC/DC. I'm rolling thunder, pouring rain.
Yes.
Coming on like a hurricane. A lot of slashing across the sky. You're only young, but you're going to die. Yeah.
That's a good place for your thoughts to go.
Yeah.
AC/DC? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember there was a poll, and there was like the worst game of the 90s, and I put it in Clack.
Revolution X. Clacks? What?
I was terrible. I was never good at it. I hate it. I was never good at it.
Clacks would have been late 80s, though, wouldn't it?
It is the 90s, and there is time for clacks.
It was definitely developed in the late 80s or released in the late 80s, right? Huh? Yeah.
Like I was thinking
1990
89.
probably. 89, 90, something about that.
It was released in 90.
It's definitely on the edge.
Released in 90.
Man.
I just was not good.
For the record, you're both wrong. You're both monsters.
I'm sorry.
Clacks is good, and Revolution X is,
I hate Revolution X. Wouldn't you? I think you shared a tweet about it. Made me think about it.
I mean, it's the biggest like airhead of a game possible, but it's fun. The first couple times you'd play it, good escapism.
One of the local convenience stores where I grew up had 2 pool tables, and they had 3 video games, and one of the games was what was it? Just slipped my mind on what the game was. I used to play it.
While you're thinking about it, Don, I'm going to bring up something that I'm going to ask John, but it goes to you too.
Okay.
So Colby Hopper on Twitter was talking about getting the Poly Mega, how he's got it on pre-order. Do you have any info on that? Do you know anything about it?
No. What is it? Tell me.
Well, okay, so it's a modular retro console.
Uh-huh.
There's the base unit is CD only. It'll play Sega CD, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Neo Geo CD. But then you can add like cartridge-based ports or parts that come like for Super Nintendo, Genesis, NES, and TurboGrafx. I think are the 4 ones. They'll add more later. It's an interesting idea, I guess, because it'll play so many different systems when it's all said and done. But the thing I do like about it, you can install your games to it. It's emulation. It's not RetroArch like other things have done, but it's a custom emulator. But like, my thought is, if I'm not playing on original hardware or on FPGA hardware, I would rather just emulate it, like on a PC or Pi.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I completely agree. Like, I would... Yeah, for sure. If I'm not playing on an actual Sega CD and, like, hearing it, like, just, like, go whir, and all that. Like, if I don't have, like, that complete experience, it might as well be on a Switch. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll pay $5 for it on the Switch. It's all or nothing.
Like, sure. I would like to get, like, the optical disc emulator for the Saturn and the Dreamcast, where you can just load up games to it. I'm thinking about getting that. But you're still playing it on the original hardware, even though you're running ISOs off of a hard drive or a SD card. I don't know. This Polymega is neat.
I agree.
Yeah, the Polymega is interesting looking, but like, if I'm not playing on original hardware, or again, FPGA hardware, I just would rather just not. Like Raspberry Pi's $30. That's the only time I'm going to say, you can run a Pi, don't you? That's the only time I'm ever going to say it.
I mean, like, there is like something to just the whole experience. That's why it's neat to go to like a retro arcade. That's like why it's neat to like be in a room and hear all those sounds again and like actually play on a cabinet, or why it's neat to like pick up a Genesis controller, because that's part of it. And so, like, in a vacuum, a lot of these games are not great, or you're not getting what you think you're going to get out of it. You know what I mean? So you can play Super Battletoads on this completely different piece of hardware on a modern screen. I don't know what you're getting out of that. I don't know what kind of buzz you're going to get out of that.
I am thinking about getting, though, an HDMI adapter for my GameCube. Or I could just go get the one for the Wii. And it'll play all my GameCube games. And the Wii games.
I need to get one for my Saturn.
Do they make one?
Pretty sure.
So, like, the one for the Wii, at least the one for the GameCube, it uses the digital out, and it doesn't upscale. So there's minimal lag involved. I would think one for the Saturn is probably going to have to tap... Oh, I don't know what actually the Saturn would run off of. Was there a SCART cable for the Saturn? I guess there was. But that would still be just RGB. You'd still have to convert it over to digital and upscale it, but the quality would be better.
This Polymega is like super impressive and very slick, but yeah, meh. I
like playing on original hardware when I can.
Yeah, just not my bag. I'm sure people will really enjoy this for what it is, but it's just not my bag.
I remember buying.
So that's a good question though. So like now I'm trying to like pick apart like what still gives me like the nostalgia buzz when it comes to video games, and it's like hyper specific stuff. But is there still stuff in Transformers that give you guys like the same kind of high that you used to have? Like, are you still getting like really a strong buzz from Transformer purchases, or are you chasing something
86 movie stuff in the Studio Series line?
Oh God.
Certain vintage toys do it.
Matt said he would never buy a Studio Series toy. I think he's sadly mistaken.
Vintage, like...
I was done dirty by those Hasbro bastards.
Diaclone or Microman derived G1 stuff. Does it.
The old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, not new stuff.
No, not new stuff.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what reaction I'm going to have to Unicron. I don't think nostalgia is going to be it. I might be like in awe of it, just like for what
5
it is.
minutes.
I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I'm interested though.
Like I was excited about the prospect when it came up. Like I pre-ordered it, but when, money became an issue and I had to cancel that pre-order, I haven't had second thoughts about it, so I can live without it.
So Diecast, when you review it, like how are you going to do that? Like, is it going to be multi-part or what?
It's not Unicron, so it's not going to be multi-parts.
Yeah, I'll probably run through it the best I can with some editing.
In one shot?
Yeah.
One big video?
Yep. I'm not going to be that asshole that does, both ways.
So,
you're not going to end on a cliffhanger? Like, what is the secret of the Monster Plant?
Well, Diecast, where you live, I think you're relatively close to a couple of reviewers in your general area. Have you thought about maybe reaching out to some of the other reviewers and y'all tag team it so that way it's not
why would you do that?
As big as... Okay, I thought maybe that'd be easier if two people reviewed it, so it's not a big thing for everybody. I'm just thought it'd be something you could do because people do reviews all the time together.
Do they?
So I thought maybe that. Well, it's like I know there's a lot of people like Linkar that don't atop the fourth wall, and I just thought maybe something something special for it being Unicron. If there was someone in your area that does reviews,
if I was going to do something special for Unicron, being Diecast, I would change up your format. The way that I would like to see it, a review, the way I would watch it would be the way that Chris does a review. Highly edited, highly prescriptive, planning out shots and and
Polished.
overdubbing it. Well, it is polished, but it's less initial reaction and more of a written review. Just put the video. That's sort of how I would rather consume that one. Because I don't think you could. I think it'd be really hard to. It'd be so hard to edit. It's so hard. You can't I mean, would you even try to transform it on camera?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, something that big and that heavy. Trying to get it on camera, that would be a long.
Well, that's what this stands for.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to use the stand to transform it, so that's not really going to be an issue that way.
I'm just saying, it's going to be a process and a half to transform that thing.
I would never want to watch. I would never want to watch a transformation video for that.
Camera.
No, I'm gonna. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think.
Famous.
I didn't even
last
think
word.
about that. That's going to be a weird experience transforming a transformer on a stand.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I'll have one of those spinny things to put it on. Like I'm gonna have to get one though, because I don't have anything. You know, like a cake one that you can put a
lazy
cake
table.
on or something.
Yeah.
What are they called?
A Lazy Susan
Yeah.
Or
I'm
a
gonna use, like,
turntable.
yeah.
or turntable. Yeah.
Well, my turntables that I have are not big enough to support that, so I'm gonna need something bigger.
Gonna need a bigger table.
I feel like Lazy Susan is something we can't say anymore. I need to look up like the origins of that phrase.
Yeah. It's
Sorry, Susan.
now Karen.
Oh, yeah, that's the new one. But that's fresh.
Yeah.
Brand new. Poor Susan's been beat up for 80 years or so.
Yeah.
That's why she's lazy. She's old.
She has earned her lethargy.
So I did ship my
Pants.
not Unicron and
The head and the wings, or
the body, and that was about $60 to ship it because of Corona. Still cheaper than I could get it on a U.S. site though, so by like $150 probably.
Should I make a stupid purchase now or not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What is it? NBA Jam?
No.
A house?
No.
I don't think
Battle
that's, I
Guy
don't think,
knockoff.
No, that went for $600
Oh.
wow.
for the knockoff. That last legit Battle Gaia on eBay sold for $4,000.
Yeah. Because he's even harder to find than Guard City.
Well,
Man.
Matt, you and I could have got one of each if we wanted, a little yellow and not quite complete. But not for 24 and
How much was it?
24 and 26. Was it 24 and 26, Matt? The two that we saw.
That sounds right. Yeah. But,
So you saw two. You saw two.
Buying incomplete toys, gives me the shakes most of the time.
You saw two Battle Gaias.
No, one Guard City and one Battle Gaia.
one of each.
Yeah, one of each, and they were not complete. And it was,
gone.
Oh, the last
Yeah,
the last online Battle Gaia I saw was incomplete, and some of the parts were repaired, but it was like $1,300.
Yeah. Artfire 2000 had a Battle Guy at one point
that was
not complete. Like all the figures were there, but it was missing weapons and accessories. But I see Guard Cities whenever we go to a North American or like a US TF con, but Battle Guys are becoming less likely to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
oh, hey Diecast, did you have any time this weekend, had you considered doing a There Goes My Money with all the pre-orders and stuff that are up? Did you want to do one?
Is there any pre-orders up?
No, but like new stuff.
I just didn't know if you wanted to get do a. That's probably the easiest podcast to do if you wanted to do one this weekend. Because I'm off Saturday, so I didn't know if you wanted to do one.
Would you want to do It's a Done Deal?
Saturday, yeah. Because I was going to ask you about that. Because
we missed last month, didn't we?
Yeah, I want to do 2 this month to catch up. Don, when would you be available to do it?
Well, I've got to help my girlfriend tomorrow with a bunch of stuff, and we're having dinner with friends that are coming over to her place, and we're doing chicken with Carolina treat. Yay! So there's that. Saturday will be better for me.
Could you do
She'll
Saturday
be
night?
out of town. Yeah, Saturday night's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
If anybody else can, that'd be great. If not, Don and I can wing it.
What time Saturday night?
Don, what would be too late for you? So you can.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I won't be doing it all day.
Yeah, Saturday I am completely open because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm staying here
Eastern?
and resting because I've got.
8 Eastern time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm starting to actually get some Saturdays off from work because up until last weekend when I had that first Saturday off, I had not had a Saturday or Sunday off.
Does that work for you, John?
One since TFCon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 8's fine.
Okay, I will get a poll up tomorrow. Oh, my Don Deal story. My Dononomics, applied Dononomics.
Turn one toy into another toy.
Well, I'm turning like 50 toys into like one toy.
Fair enough.
I've been trying to think about leaving money on the table. I just can't think of a good one right now.
So I'm just I'm having a hard time to start deciding if I want to get Grand Max or Guard City.
Vintage Grand Max, of course,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
think
a tough call.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I'm super partial to the Fort Max mold.
Me too.
You got to take into account yellowing and level of completeness.
So the one I'm looking at does not have the. Oh God, what's the name for the small head? I mean, it's for Don. What's the name of the small I guess the whole thing, actually for Master Force or for Master Force, it would be all Grand Max, right? So there's not like an individual name for like the Transector and the
tiny head.
It's all. He still heads on, but there's no. I think he's Grand, and then Grand Maximus is the bigger robot. I think I'm doing this from memory. I've not watched Master Force in a while, so I know.
Well, they're looking at missing the little robot.
Yeah, the small head doesn't have a name. The Cerebros would be Grand.
Yeah.
And then Grand Maximus is the combined mode. But the small robot doesn't have a name that I remember.
Like, I've been wanting to get Guard City, for the longest time. But the more I think about it, the less impressed with it I think I would be. Because it's so little.
That's a lot of money for something that small.
Yeah.
That is 3/5 remarkably similar to the original releases.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the only difference between Groove and Spark Ride is one has a silver chest and one has a gold, I believe.
I think I just made my decision.
The Streetwise and Street Star, one is off-white and one is white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. safety wears an orange vest as opposed to first aid's red one. Like, there is not that much difference between 3/5 of that toy.
Yeah.
But I still want it regardless.
Me too. Okay, so which one do I want? The boxed one or the loose one? Boxed one's missing some parts. I mean, the loose one's missing some parts, but the stickers look better. Hard to decide.
But a Grand Maximus without the tiny head, like, you knew how hard that's going to be to find eventually.
Oh yeah, it'll be hundreds of dollars.
Damn it. Okay.
I find it interesting that the Legends Grand Maximus has appreciated. Like now that's like over $300. So even that has become a thing. It's only a couple years old.
The only way I can think of you getting the small head Grand Maximus is if you found that KO set of Headmasters based off the Japanese single box releases, because there was a Grand Max head in that, I think, but that thing has gone through the roof over the last 5 or 6 years since it came out.
This is a nice looking one. Oh no, the stickers are bad.
You have to. Oh, does Toy Hacks have repro stickers for Grand Max?
Yeah, I believe they do actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Grand Max is there's so many Grand Maxes on eBay right now.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to turn on in. I've got a big day tomorrow helping my girlfriend.
Okay, people watching live,
Yep.
We'll catch you later. Thank you for being here. We love you. Bye, people.
Everyone take care. Stay safe.